Hello Libra, Elsie here to do your reading, my friends, on the full moon in Aquarius. How you doing, Libra? I hope you're well. Thanks so much for clicking here. I do appreciate you. Got my moon water right here. Did you make any? This particular moon water was made with amethyst. So I did sit it out under the full moon. I hope you got to yours. Let's find out what's going on for you, Libra. Sun, moon, rising, Venus and Jupiter signs. There may be something here for you in the month of August. We're looking at next month. The month of August of 2026. This may come up for you. If it resonates with you, please let me know in the comments. Thank you for your thumbs up, your hypes, and all of that stuff. All right, you got your eye on something here. It says life is a mystery. So it feels like you do come into August with this energy of discipline, I'm going to say, because it's card number 8. I think you really have your eye on the future, wondering, am I working for nothing? Is this ever going to accumulate to anything? Life is a mystery. I think it's being kept from you, but I think it's being kept from you what the outcome is, because it feels as though you're supposed to keep your eye on the prize, which is card 8, which is the self, right? This is working really hard, putting the hard work into something, or this is possibly working on the self as well. We do have sing your own song. Well, isn't that interesting? Because I do feel most of you as someone who is creative. So I'm going to say that you are working on a project that you are thinking, well, it could work, but what if it doesn't? I'm going to be putting a whole lot of work into something. Keep my eye on the prize, keep my eye on the future here, but sing your own song says it's time for you to just go with your gut. It's time for you to go with your intuition. Card number 12 is here. It's Piscean energy, right? And I feel like you're supposed to see it through to the end, because Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. So make sure you do see it through to the end. Sing your own song. You might be a musician. You don't have to be, but it does feel like you're a person who is creating something. Could be someone who's creating on a platform somewhere, someone who creates and sells things, someone who's a painter, a musician. It feels like you are a creative one. Tell me more. This is the beginning, the middle, and the end of the month. Let's find out what's going on at the end of August. We've got, oh, no, that wasn't the right way. We've got a rebirth is assured. Okay. Look, I really do feel that you already know that what you're working on is going to change everything. And that's what it feels as though you might be working on a project, on a creative thing. Maybe you're a singer. It feels like somebody is really working on it. All your work is about to pay off. You might be feeling in lack at this time. It is card number 5. You might be just sort of feeling like things are suspended, or you're hanging there, and are things really going to work out? Am I going to get bit at the end of all of this? I feel like it says a rebirth is assured. It says assured. So whatever it is going to change you. And sometimes the things that we learn don't pay off immediately, but they are in fact an accumulation that takes us to the place that we need to be. That is someone speaking from wisdom. We've got the brown bear spirit. Take time out. So please don't burn yourself out. Make sure that you do take time out. Card number 9 for me, I always liken it to the tarot, and that is hermit energy. And bears hibernate, don't they? So I'm going to say make sure that you do take the time out to rest your voice, to rest your creative brain, to rest your creative hands, whatever it is. I feel like rebirth is assured, which tells me that even if the painting you're doing, even if those paintings don't sell, you've learned a new medium, you've learned a new way of doing things. I tell you what, that I had dabbled in tarot here and there, but it wasn't until I started reading on the platform every day that my skills began to change, right? That I was beginning to hear things, see things. Everything changes when you really are dedicated, the 8, right? Keeping your eye on the prize, even if you don't know what the prize is at the time. Let's look at tarot for you, Libra. Thanks so much for all the ways that you love me, Libra. If you like this video, I hope you will give it a thumbs up. We're just trying to grow this Libra tribe, and it is growing. You guys, you're always showing up for me. I appreciate you. Let's find out what's going on with tarot. Let's get a little bit of details on this. Tell me about this mystery. We've got the Ace of Cups. Look, I feel like let life be a mystery. As long as you're really loving what you're doing. And that's really the point. When I got on the platform all those years ago and began to read, it was because I really loved to do it. And I thought that, even if it didn't accumulate to anything, I still had a job. I was doing this as a side gig. It was my side quest and I loved to do it. I did it because I loved it. I would have never dreamed that it would have overtaken my career. But here we are, right? So I'm going to say do it because you love it. That's what your focus should be. Is the 8 is about the self and putting the hard work in. Keep your eyes on the future or on the prize, whatever it is. And I feel like just do it because you love it, my friend. Because it really does open your heart or makes your heart feel full. And sometimes when we work with our heart, it does work out to be financially beneficial, right? We got flour, we got fish and water. For me, fish and water are money. All right. Take a look here. We've got the World card. Something here is, it feels like you're about to be known as someone who accomplished something, an accomplished writer, an accomplished artist, an accomplished singer. It feels like the old you, though, is something that you're going to have to learn to let go of. This is a hard thing, especially when you're in the world of creativity. If you're a creative brain or a person or whatever you do, it feels like somebody here. It's the hard part about being creative is you really have to be vulnerable. And I think that this World card is telling me that this is a milestone for you, that you will come to your vulnerability, right? Pisces energy, that is the energy of the intuition. And the intuition is vulnerable. You have to be vulnerable to be able to feel things. So I feel like somebody here could have a Pisces moon possibly. But we do have the World card here, which tells me that you are about to accomplish or be known as an accomplished singer or an accomplished writer. It feels like you're about to accomplish something, whatever that is. And the World card tells me that once you do, that's when the rebirth is assured. Let's find out what else is going on here with this rebirth. Oh, all right. So everything does shift, my friend. It feels like it is something that you're not expecting, because I really do feel that somebody here gets in the zone of, I don't really care if it doesn't work out. I don't really care if I'm on the outside looking in. I'm going to do it because I love it. When I sat down in this, to do tarot, I just sat down in my dining room and said, if people watch, they watch. And if they don't, I just love to read. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's talk about this Ace of Cups and life is a mystery, because I feel like if you're doing it for the right reasons, it doesn't matter what the outcome is, right? It's kind of like the Knight of Pentacles, right? It doesn't really matter what the outcome is, as long as you're enjoying the journey and taking care of all the details, like noticing the flowers, right? We've got the Four of Wands. We've got the King of Swords. And we've got the Three of Cups. I think you've already planned your way to happiness. I think you have a business plan, possibly. We're looking at the King of Pentacles. It feels like somebody already has a business plan in place. I'm planning for my happiness. The Four of Wands is here. Celebration, stability, going to the next level. And I feel like you're ready to go to the next level of happiness. So I really do feel that what is important to you, Libra, is staying in balance and staying happy. And that's going to mean something different to everyone, right? The King of Swords is the one with the last word. Look, I've got the talents, I've got the details, I've got all the facts, I'm highly intelligent, and you are, right? All the air signs are, all the signs are, but your specialty is using the brain, right? I feel like this Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy here, and honestly, we're in Aquarius season, right? With an Aquarius full moon over our heads right now. I feel like when you let go of something, it really does go back to vulnerability. I feel like when you let go of something, that I feel as though that's where the real you shines, when you're not scared to be a weirdo. I always say to my friends who are creatives, musicians, I have a lot of musical friends, and I say, like, I love to hang out with weirdos. Just be vulnerable, be you, and if the person doesn't like it, they can look away, right? We've got the King of Pentacles. I think you are building something. I feel like you're building wealth. You might be building good health, time, effort, energy. It feels like somebody here is really building. Maybe you're building your happiness, emotional happiness, stability in your emotions. But it does feel like you are going to have something to celebrate at the end of all of this. I feel like this tower is a good tower because I feel like it's coming to dispel the myth that if you put a lot of hard work into something, that it sometimes it doesn't accumulate to anything. I don't believe that. I believe that if you want it to work and you are focused on the journey instead of the outcome, that you usually do get what you want. The universe usually sees the work that's being done. We've got the Six of Swords here. We've got the Two of Swords. And we've got the Three of Pentacles. It feels like you've been building something slowly, that it's been a really long time with this build, but I really do feel that the build is something that is very intentional, very intricate, very planned. I feel like you have a business plan, or you have a plan of what you want it to look like in the outcome. The Two of Swords here is Libran energy. That's your energy. That's the reason why I think it's taking so long, because it's like you take a few steps. Am I in balance? Good. Go to the next step. You take a few more steps. Am I balanced? Good. That's how it feels like it goes for you. So, pardon me, we have the Six of Swords here with the Two of Swords. It's 8. You're a professional overthinker, right? You could do that for a living. If somebody would pay you to do it, you'd be really, really rich. But we have the Six of Swords. It tells me here that no matter what the outcome is, whatever the mystery is, the great mystery, it feels like it's really important to you to be authentic to what you do. It also feels like it's really important to you to not be in some sort of mental chaos about it. That you would rather be in this place where you feel blocked once in a while, as long as you can stay in balance. So I think that's the trade-off for you. It feels also like you're going to have to make a lot of decisions coming up, maybe hard decisions about the path you will take next. And I feel like you're not ready to make those decisions yet. We're talking about the middle, the beginning, the middle, and the end of the month. So I think in the middle of August, it does feel like you make a decision about how you're going to move forward here. That you don't care how long it takes you to get to the outcome. You just want to be balanced in the outcome. You don't want to be working yourself to the ground, giving away your secrets too soon, sending work out there that you don't feel proud of. I feel like staying in balance is really important. It also, I feel, is important that you stay autonomous and do the things that you want to do without letting other people in to tell you how to sing your song. I feel like the Sing Your Song card is about intuitively finding out who you are authentically. And so I feel like it's taking a long while. Capricorn takes their time to be organized and grow slowly. I also feel like in the middle of the month that your friends are taking a spotlight with you. There's going to be people who possibly say things, right? We got Swords here. For me, that's like phone calls or communication, connection. It feels like your friends are telling you how good you're doing, how great you are. These are people that you trust. It feels like they are your network of people or your community of people. I feel like you have a really good foundation by which you are building whatever it is that you are building. So maybe you are in a group of painters, you're a group of musicians, or whatever it is, or some supportive friends around the outside. I really do feel that you're going to feel especially accomplished in the middle of the month. It does feel like with this World card here that you are completely and totally letting go of whatever was holding you back. The Two of Swords is here. And I think what was holding you back was I'm a bit of a weirdo. I don't really know how to express myself and be very vulnerable. And for those of you who are musicians or creatives, you know how you must be vulnerable in your creation, but also very confident and solid and sturdy, which is this Three of Pentacles. So I think that's where your network or your group come in, right? They keep you grounded. They keep your foundation solid. This is the foundation that you're building on here. It feels like by the end of the month, something is coming up that might surprise you. It feels like maybe a shift in the way that you're thinking, but it says a rebirth is assured, and then all of a sudden the Tower shows up. What's going on? Let's find out here. Tell me about the Tower and rebirth is assured. You go from being in this place where you were sort of in a pause, hanging in stasis, nothing really was going on, you were working really hard, to something that shows up without notice. We've got the Nine of Pentacles. We've got the Temperance card in the reverse. And we've got the Emperor. Look, you know what I feel like is going on here? I feel like you don't even realize where you are at right now. because we always have a very skewed version of ourselves, yeah? And I feel like this Nine of Pentacles is telling me you're already there. Look, maybe you think you're not good enough, you're not doing enough, or it's not finished enough, or it needs just one more brushstroke, or it needs just one more bridge, or whatever it is. But I feel like you're already there, my friend, and I feel like it's almost this case of working so hard that your head's been down for so long. All of a sudden, you lift your head and you're there. And I don't think you realized that you were there, but scarcity kept you in this place where you were working constantly, working really hard. So I feel like the Tower is a realization. It feels like a realization that you realize how much you've changed. Your work ethic has changed. The money you're making has changed. It feels like your stability, your confidence, you are looking very different on the outside and feeling different on the inside. I feel like Temperance tells me that something is about to show up. Something here is in a moment of alchemy is about to show up. When I do see Temperance with the Tower, it feels like a realization or an awakening. I think you start to see yourself as other people see you. And how do they see you? As the Emperor. Whether you are the woman or the man, whether you're the feminine or the masculine, you're in this masculine energy of, I've got this. I built the whole damn empire and I know how to run it. I'm making unilateral decisions, doing the taxes, I'm doing the book work. I feels like you're really running the whole show. And I think that your group saw it in you before you saw it in yourself. But I think that the Tower is a realization that you were working, 8, keeping your eye on the prize, right? Whatever you thought the outcome is that you wanted. And I think what you didn't realize that you already crossed the finish line, and maybe you're even a mile or two past the finish line. So I really do feel that maybe this is like more of a meditation or a spiritual place. It feels like you were deep into your spirituality, meditation, hibernation, really working really hard on something. And then all of a sudden you lift your head and people are saying, oh, there's the Emperor. And you're like looking behind you, where's the Emperor? That's what it feels like. You really just didn't notice it. Okay, we're going to go to the extended, and we're going to put down 3 cards here to see what else we're going to talk about. The 3 cards usually end up being something that is, an outcome possibly for some of you, but it could also be just what might be coming next. Tell me what is coming for Libra for the month of August. What's coming next here? We've got the Strength card. You are showing up as strong and disciplined, because it takes a lot of discipline to hold back, to not tell your plan to everybody, to get out of your ego. Holding back the ego is a huge thing when it comes to whatever it is that you are creating. We've got the 4 of Swords. I think this is something that you have mastered through healing. And so whatever you're doing is healing. And I always say to people that don't know how to meditate, if you really want to meditate and you don't know how, or you're not the person who's going to sit in a quiet room with your legs crossed and sitting in the on position trying to get some inspiration, do creative things. Get an adult coloring book, start painting, start singing, learn an instrument. Like that will take you into this creative meditation. So I feel like through whatever it is that you've been doing and holding back on, I feel like you've been healing all the while, because I feel like whatever you do, Libra, is part of your meditation. We've got the 3 of Wands, and now it's time to release it to the world. I think there is something cool coming up in the future that is this. It feels like transformation. People are going to really, it's not only that people, because I feel like a lot of people already see you for who you are, but I think it's the realization that people are seeing the same thing you're seeing. Is I think the whole Tower bit here is that you have already had the rebirth, but you couldn't see it. And I think that finally your inside matches the outside. That's what Temperance tells me. When that card turns up, feels like the inside finally matches the outside, and you also have the realization. We do have the 10 of Swords. What are you letting go of? You're letting go of this wishing. And it's not bad to have this manifestation mode. It's not bad to do that. But I feel like if it can get a little obsessive, right? Where we lose our focus because we want to just skip to the good part. It happens all the time in private readings that I do. People just want to know, I don't really want to know how I'm getting there. I just want to know when I'm getting there. And so the 10 of Swords is here. I feel like you are healing some sort of real heartbreak or mental exhaustion possibly, but also it could be somebody in the past who has betrayed you, or maybe you betrayed yourself, but I feel like that is healing. And what's in its place is now you're the subject matter expert on somebody. If somebody has a question about whatever it is that you do, you can answer it to the depths of, yeah, well, back in the 1500s, you know what I mean? Like it feels like that. Yep, you're on the comeback here is what it looks like. You're the comeback kid. And we have the Two of Wands. It feels like you have a plan that you're ready to show everybody here. Well, of course, the Page of Swords shows up because it wouldn't be until you checked all the corners that you showed everybody exactly what it is that you've been doing. So I feel like you're making a debut is what it feels like. I'm going to go into the extended. We're going to talk about this, and this, and some of this. And if you want to be there with me, please look at the pinned comment that is above all of the comments under this video. It's under every video that I put up there. If you're interested in coming to the membership, please click there. That's where I do all of the extendeds that give you an outcome. If you're interested in a private read, I do have private reads open. I do private reads that are pre-recorded. I also do them live. The ones that are live are on sale right now. So you do have to pre-book those as well. And if you want to do any of that, please take a look at the Hypsee link. Click there and you'll be able to see my packages and pricing. I am going to go for now into the extended. And if you're going to be there, I'll see you there. And if not, that's okay. I'll be back because I'm always back. Take care of you, Libra. Happy August. Take care. Bye-bye.